With Senator Collins back in Maine, I say to her, I'm outraged over this war and her continued support of Bush, and not the 73% of Mainers who do not agree with him, all the while saying she speaks for Mainers. She says she's against continuing the war in Iraq, but voted with Bush to authorize it, voted against redeploying the troops out of Iraq, voted against bringing our troops home, voted against bringing our troops home again, voted against requiring the Iraq government to meet benchmarks, voted to allow the president to get around benchmark requirements, voted in favor of continued funding for the war in Iraq, voted against limiting the length of troop deployment, and she voted for cloture on the Levin-Reed Amendment, which was binding legislation for the safe withdrawal of our troops. Despite her vote for cloture, she publicly stated that she would not have voted for the actual amendment. She is proposing non-binding legislation which amounts to little more than a press release on how the Senate is unhappy. This resolution does not require anything of Bush. Senator Collins is ignoring the will of her constituents. 73% of Mainers are calling for binding legislation that would bring home our troops as safe and as soon as possible. Collins has refused to face her constituents on this issue. She has been invited to take a stand at a town hall-style meeting August 28th at 7 p.m. She has refused to attend. It was written into law here in the U.S. that the Iraqis must meet 18 benchmarks by September. This requires a full cabinet to do so. The Sunnis are gone and the parliament went on vacation, making this impossible. Yet Bush says we'll stand the course. If we includes the vast majority of Americans, President Bush, you are sadly mistaken. My suggestion to the President, take your few supporters and pick up your arms. Go support the war effort in person and relieve those who hate it there. Let Cheney lead the way. He's good with a gun.